What's happening right now is such a snapshot, like perfect picture of narcissists. And the true struggle. For nothing else, they have understood the value in themselves and have at least had a small moment of introspection and reflection, between the pandemic and isolation and all of that. But it's like right now is like the perfect example, very best to do what is normal. Even what, like, especially like the covert malignant narcissists, like they hold people to this standard that they themselves don't hold themselves to. They're not there. But because they have this like grandiosity view of themselves, and every action they take, everything they speak on, their entire reality is holding up a perception of themselves. And in that perception is a wall in which they hide behind, but they also like judge other people from. And it is always a misjudgment because they're not seeing themselves accurately. They don't even add themselves into any equation, right? And if you're empathic or just, if you have integrity or whatever, typically people will try for a little bit to try to like work this out, have like a basic mutual understanding so that people can coexist. But this is such a perfect example of like truly how impossible it is. Personal life aside, before I knew that all these people had like grouped up and like come like formed a mob to like essentially take me out, like before I like truly understood that they were all connected, like it's truly like the like highest level of psychopathy here that we're dealing with. Like there would be any individual that would feel like they even had to say about like me in general. Like it's like this level of entitlement is unlike anything I have ever like. It's hard for people who are like mentally sound and emotionally mature, like people who are truly balanced, to fully wrap your head around the fact that a whole group of people who have no affiliation to me, most of which don't even know me, but even the ones that have some understanding of me, like my mother or my son's dad, they're not in my life. They're not providing for me. They're not taking care of me. My mother has had a boundary up for years and years and years, so she has no access to me. And even before then, she never had a bond with me. This woman, like, literally never had a bond with me. And has been constantly going and doing the most behind the scenes to literally try to traumatize me and psychologically abuse me as much as possible, including trying to like set me up with the most psychotic narcissistic person and like different narcs, like paying people to abuse me. Okay? And all while committing fraud and like doing the absolute most to run a historical level smear campaign that I'm completely unaware of because I'm just like out here living my life. And again, she has a boundary up because she's not well. She's literally one of the highest level covert malignant narcissists. And so you definitely understand when, you're the target of that, how dangerous that person is, especially to be around your kids because of truly the fact that they believe their own delusions. Like they literally believe their own delusions. They have no self-awareness and then get so defensive. Or like in my mother's case, what she loves to do now is like play this like dementia card. Like, I don't remember. Oh, I don't remember. I don't know. But then she goes and does something that like proves that she did remember, and you're literally just still being manipulative. And there's no, it's like, what do you do with that? You don't do anything. You put up a boundary and you keep living your life. Okay. But then this person does not stop. They just keep literally trying to steamroll your life, okay? Again, because she's a habitual pathological liar, she can't actually admit that she has a far bigger investment and risk here because she already had a pre-planned agenda. Continuing to live in that delusion even after they've already been found out. Like thinking that, okay, if we just stick to the delusion here, things are going to go our way. That's how far outside of reality these people are. It's like, what the actual fuck is happening here? You are not in my life. I was never married. I was never in a contract. No, none of these people have ever provided for me. None of them. Okay? Once I built my business in my ministry, sold my home, moved into a new place, and they realized that I was going to be successful, then they locked me in a digital cage, blocked me, okay? But continued to run this game in the background. I was unaware that that was happening. Why? Because they're not in my life. Like, literally imagine you go through this transformational healing. They don't notice, right? Because they're that ignorant. And none of them are in your life. Nor are they even trying to be in your life. Like I said, my counterpart, D, he ghosted me on Christmas Eve in an attempt to break my spirit because their goal was to sacrifice me. And instead of ever pumping the brakes and being like, this might not work. This might not work. This person's been independent her whole life. Wait, this person's been independent her whole life. She built everything on her own. Instead of any one of these people ever attempting to actually have a conversation with me. And of course they don't know because I don't go blasting on social media. You know, it's like I said something to D about, like, I'm being stalked. I think I'm being shadow banned. I don't understand. But he got defensive. And then he ghosted me. So it's like, all right. And he told me he was like literally like cohabitating with someone. I still to this day don't know who that was, or if he still is, or anything, or if he's even still alive, because that was 2 years ago. Nobody helped me build my business, my brand, my finances, nothing. No, I have had no financial contribution from anybody but myself. And the $218 every 2 weeks I got for child support. That apparently was like literally irking my son's dad so bad that he was good with trying to take me out. While all of these people are living off of my money, like literally, probably the cars they drive, everything. Because they were already living off of my money and they wanted to keep it. But then my business was successful that I built alone. Literally alone. Out of my pain, I birthed purpose through healing. The people that I lost, my father, my daughter's father, good friends, everything that I went through, all the warfare, all the trauma that these people tried to put me through, that didn't work because you're not God. You can't curse people. You're literally just a covert, psychotic level malignant narcissist. You're not magical, okay? You're not sacrificing shit. Go sacrifice yourself if you want to sacrifice something. None of you even like get an opinion about another human being's money. Like, what the you guys, I have no access to my platforms. I have been running my platforms as me. The only reason I know that I built a community is, one, because I'm like authentic and like I help people, and like I was able to view my analytics outside of any of my devices. Okay, so that is the only reason I know that I blew up. And of course they blocked my IP like on Instagram and Facebook, so that's likely where they're mainly marketing my content and my brand and my platform, which is amplified. AMP. My initials are AMP. But like, you're taking from someone who literally went through the extreme pain and suffering and healed actually did the work alone with just God. That's the level of ignorance here. If you feel righteous enough to judge someone who had to go through things that you yourself have not even scratched the surface of, damn sure for the women that didn't even raise their kids or have had 3 or 4 marriages, literally fuck off. You sound dumb, you look dumb. And as for the men who are in their feminine energy that are attached to those women, what in the actual hell would make you think that you have any business with my money? You're not providing for me. We're not married. We were never in a relationship. We were never in a contract. You chose to commit fraud, to steal property, to steal intellectual property, to steal my identity. I don't care how many filtered prostitutes you put in some image in the narrative you created. All of the work you put in has nothing to do with me. To run a smear campaign on somebody's identity, not an actual person, because none of them know me. But the entire intention is to get people to do their dirty work for them. So like the mob that they like have coming after me, posted up in my neighborhood and all that shit, like trying to keep me isolated, trying to whatever it is they're trying to do, like wait for me to like step outside of a crosswalk so they can find some reason to pin a crime on me and confine me. So literally all of these people who are completely irrelevant, they have no creativity. They have not accomplished anything in their own lives. And everything that they're trying to persecute me for, they actually are or have done. Like, trying to delay paying me the money they owe me. That's what they're trying to do, or just delay going to prison. I don't care what you're trying to delay, and I don't care what any of your opinions are. I didn't ask for a damn thing from anybody. You made the choice to commit fraud because you didn't want to pay me the money that was mine. You didn't want to give me what was left to me. You didn't want to do that. You felt like you were entitled to take from another person. You're not. There's no man here that is in a commitment or a relationship with me. It would be very different if a man had been providing for me, if he helped me build my business, if he was my manager. No, if that happened, that is a fucking lie. Okay? If it wasn't a lie, any one of these people could have a one-to-one conversation with me, go on a live with me. Go ahead and email me. I'll jump on a phone call with any one of you at any time. Go ahead. You can't, because you're a liar. Shut your mouth, go get a job, and the FBI needs to start doing their job. That would be great. As for the men in this group, I don't give a flying shit about your opinion of me. And for the women, I also don't give a shit about your opinion of me. Why would I? You're lowlifes. You're frauds. You have to steal. You have to sacrifice your children, pets. You have to put demons on the people around you. You have to put voodoo on the people around you to get them to follow you. I don't do things for clout. I do things to give meaning to the lives that were lost. That's how I help heal my pain. And for any one of you ignorant sons of bitches, or their partners, if that's what you can call them even, it's none of your business, actually. What I do in my life and my money is my business, not yours. You thought what you were doing was right. 1, you wouldn't be stalking me. 2, you wouldn't have a reason to block me. You wouldn't have a reason to block me. And in case people don't know, I'm actually blocked because they intercept my data and then repost it where they're collecting money off of it. That's what's happening. I don't collect any money because they're stealing it all. They're stealing all of it. They should be in prison. This shouldn't be happening. If you were interested in me as a human being to the point where you would actually have a reason to have an opinion, like if you were actually supporting me, we were reciprocal, or I gave a shit, or if I even knew who any of you were, that would be a horse of a different color. But you're not. You're just simply frauds, liars, thieves. Psychopaths, truly. Because you would have to be a true psychopath to even believe that any of this was good, that it would have a good outcome, any of it. And the fact that my son is in the care of one of these people, and that a judge put my son in the care of one of these people, it's wild, okay? But the reason they're blocking me is because they know they're in the wrong. The reason they're still hacking my devices, still stalking me, still watching everything I do, is because they know they're in the wrong. If they didn't see anything wrong with what they were doing, they wouldn't have a reason to block me. So now what's going to happen is that when I actually show receipts, your actual identities, because I don't want to falsely accuse anybody. I don't want to villainize anybody. I'm not like you. I'm responsible and integral. So what you're forcing me to do is to show your pictures, give your full names to a much larger community outside of this little group that is intercepting my data. And then what these people will do is they'll be like, she ruined my reputation. She's so triggered. She just wants to, whatever story they create around that. But it's like, you don't leave somebody a choice. What am I going to do? Just let my son be held in fear, be praying every day, not knowing where his mom is? What am I going to do? You're making it so I don't have any money. You destroyed my vehicle. And then you want to sit around and think that you have a reason to be debating the money you stole. There's no conversation here. There's no celebration here. This has nothing to do with the relationship. If any of you cared about me, you wouldn't have any problem just returning the money you stole and admitting that you lied. If it were about a relationship, if it was about wanting, if you were even truly remorseful, if you cared at all, there's no reason to even have a discussion. This is what I tell people. It's somebody is a narc. Somebody is a true psychopath when they're still trying to explain shit away to everybody else but their victim, while trying to drag out the fact that they stole money, committed fraud, stole property, and have been. This has been going on for 2 years. And somehow these people think I should still be on their schedule. No. The only hesitation I have is one that I have to even still rehash this shit. This is another reason you know how you're dealing with narcs. And why you people don't have spiritual gifts, and how you know you're fake as hell. And you're actually evil Satanists. Because you don't want to grow. If you want to grow, you take accountability. Just because you don't take accountability, doesn't mean that other people stop. Okay? It doesn't mean that whatever you did that you're refusing to take accountability for, it's still present. People are still going to notice, and they're going to move accordingly. And here in just a little bit, a much larger audience is going to know, and I won't feel bad about that. And it will incriminate far many more of you than you are actually prepared to handle. But you're so ignorant and arrogant that you push people to that place so that you can still feel like a victim. Where in all actuality, if you were remorseful, if you were regretful, if you wanted to take accountability, you would have already sent me my money and returned my child. And then whatever else you wanted after that could maybe happen, maybe not. Who knows? That's my choice, because I'm a sovereign human being. We're not in a relationship. We're not in a marriage. We're not a partnership. We're not in a business contract. Nothing. Complete fraud here. You're going to prison. The longer you wait, literally, I don't even know what God is going to do with you at this point. It's shocking to me that people could receive the karma that they've already received and not just want to oh yeah, I got to return her money. I got to return her child, and then things can open up for me. Do not come near me until my child is returned and everything you stole is returned. None of you come anywhere near me. None of you. You will be disappointed. I don't care. If you were remorseful, that would not be an issue. And it's not going to matter here, like I said, in just a little bit, because I don't care. I'm not going to stay locked in this digital cage.